It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hello. And welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. I am the Grim Maven, and I shall be your host this evening. Ooh, something a little different, something a little new. To all of you at home, I just want to remind you guys that this is, in fact, a horror game. So you shall hear depictions of common phobias, horror scenes, violence against both minors and minors potentially, creatures of common phobias, things of that nature. So if that is not your particular cup of tea, if hearing about gruesome and gory events is not what for you, then I highly recommend that you check out some of the other things that we have on this channel. However, since it is ooky spooky season, you might just be in the right place. Ooh. So before we kick things off, I would like to thank our sponsors for this evening. We'll start with renadventures.com. You can, yeah, so they do really amazing role playing and LARP events. You can do Destination D&D as happening in New Orleans, November 19th through the 23rd, culminating in a trip to the Louisiana Renaissance Festival, where you will see some of our wonderful players that are going to be joining us today. So yeah, go on over to renadventures.com to book your spot now. Fancy, fancy. I'd also like to thank 3D2U. They do personalized gift for gamers, wonderful 3D printed fun things, dice towers, mimic boxes, all those wonderful cool things that Amy and they do over Amy and Jesse. Yes, we love them. Yeah, check their stuff out. 3D2U at Instagram and 3D2U.com. And finally, I just would like to plug Dread, the new book by Melissa Lee. I believe it is out now. On sale October 1st on Amazon, and I think the Kindle version is coming very, very soon. The Kindle version is out. So please do yourself a favor. Go read some ooky, spooky, unnerving tales of poetry for Dark Nights by Melissa Lee. So yeah, those are some really great things to happen. All right, so they approve. Yeah, okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about the game that we're going to be doing tonight. So it is fall finally, and I wanted to do something a little ooky spooky. So we're going to be setting this game in the mountains of Vermont in 1899. That's where we will find our players. I want to let you guys know a little bit about the game. It is a very familiar thing. We're going to be using the over the edge system that our Gloom Master often uses, which is a very, very simple gaming system. So basically the way it works is that each character has 3 traits. They have a primary trait and 2 secondary traits. Now, for each trait, you would roll a specific amount of die, depending on if it's your primary or secondary trait. So, for example, let's say our player is a lumberjack. So his first trait would be lumberjacking trait. So he would probably, if you were trying to do something that required a lot of physical strength, like maybe take down a monster baddie, he would get to roll 4d6s for that. And his success rate would depend on how he rolls. And then the secondary traits, you would roll 3d6. So say the lumberjack also really enjoys reading about local folklore. So let's say he was investigating some spooktacular thing that was happening, and he could recall a local tale or something like that. He would roll 3d6 to see if he possibly knows something about that, right? So that's how it works. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm remembering everything that I'm supposed to say, but I think, I think that we will just go ahead and bring in our players. Oh yes, Twitch points. Thank you for reminding me. Our lovely handler Z is in the background there helping me out today. So the way that Twitch points work is that you can provide our players with helps. And believe you me, they really do help. I know from many, many experiences. So what you can do is you can use your Twitch points to give our players help. So if you just write down a character name in the chat, we will remember that. Our lovely Sir David Percival is taking care of that. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping track of all of that. We really appreciate that. And so basically what happens is that basically gives the players an advantage when they're rolling. So instead of rolling 4d6, they could roll 5d6 and take the highest 4, which when you're in a high stress situation, that can really help you out. So you can also give me Twitch points if you'd like. So just remember it goes both ways. Okie dokie. So huzzah to the Twitch mod indeed. And let's get this show on the road, shall we? I'm really excited, you guys. Okay, so let us bring in our players and they will tell us a little bit about themselves. So on this chilly, freezing, stormy October nights, one of those gales that come up in New England every now and then, that just the wind is blowing sideways, the leaves are screaming through the trees. It is a nasty, nasty night. And our players find themselves at the Red Maple Inn. The Red Maple Inn is located in a valley in the mountains of Vermont. And so if you've ever been to Vermont, it is gorgeous landscape with beautiful maple trees, but it's also a little ooky spooky. So let us bring in our first player.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Dr. Hamish, would you like to tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and why you would be in an inn in Vermont?
Sure, I'm Dr. Watson Hamish. I have been in America for about the last 11 years and had an adventure in Chicago a wee bit back that got more than a bit interesting.
Mm.
But we don't, less we go into that, the better. But came here as an investment opportunity a friend of mine was telling about for making a ski resort up here in Vermont because apparently they're becoming quite popular, aren't they?
Ski resort in Vermont? I don't think it'll be a thing.
No,
know.
could never happen. But you know, it's worth it. It's worth a try. It's all that lovely maple syrup and everything around. People might like to go for a wee nip.
That is fair. You know, we do love our maple syrup up here in Vermont.
Truly.
Alrighty, so I'm going to also bring in our next character. Why, hello, Margaret.
Well, hello there,
Darkwood.
darling. Yes, I am Margaret Darkwood, and I am from England originally, but I do spend quite a bit of time in the States. Lady adventurous, you know. I get out and I see the world, and I'm spending all of my family's money and just living the life that would normally be denied to me were I not obscenely wealthy. But, you know.
Nice work if you can get it, right?
Well, I really was very lazy and happened to just land into this role of a lifetime. You know, but it's been a lovely time. I've been in America for quite a few years, and I have met some very wonderful people here. In fact, I'll be meeting a wonderful lady friend here at this inn here in Vermont, a darling woman. Just lovely lady, very talented musician, in fact. But I will say I am a little bit in mourning. My father has been missing for well over a year, but he is an adventurous sort as well. I do get my adventure genes from him, and I'm sure he's completely fine and just, you know, refusing to respond to any letters or anything like that. But he has been missing for quite some time, and there is some pressure for people to proclaim him dead, and I'm not really looking forward to that because, well, that would leave me to take up the estate and managing all the things, and I really can't be bothered.
That is quite the obligation, I would say. Well, let's hope that he turns up. Alrighty, and and finally, hello, Henry.
Henry Forsyth at your service. I'm a railway agent for the Vermont Central Railway. I am coming to town. It's a mix of business and pleasure. We're looking at seeing if we can improve any of the lines or maybe make some spur lines for, as Dr. Hamish just mentioned, tourists that are coming in to maybe make some extra lines there to sort of supply and demand, the transportation. Henry himself, I am in my early 40s, a very big, broad-chested man, well-dressed, but you can see he's got some calluses around his hands. He's not afraid to do a little hard work if he needs to. He's been working for either steel companies or the railroads for most of his life, and he's also a bit of an outdoorsman, so he's glad he got a chance to get up here. In fact, when he came into the inn, he was carrying around a case with a hunting rifle and a fly fishing rod in it. He's
Wow.
very interested in mixing a little business and pleasure while he's surveying out here and getting some time in the great outdoors.
That
Oh,
sounds
lovely.
delightful, honestly.
Another
All right,
hunter.
well.
I do a bit of hunting myself, darling. What kind of
Oh, well, I
rifle?
hope we meet here in the inn.
Indeed. Alrighty, so you folks decide to come into this very convenient inn, the Red Maple Inn, and yeah, out from the storm that is happening currently, and it is a pretty, it is, I would say, well-loved, comfortable inn. It has a roaring fireplace, wooden tables, a couple of armchairs by the fire, a couple of round tables and chairs, and a bar where you see a rather scruffy looking portly gentleman who's bustling behind the bar, and he invites you in. Oh, welcome in there, travelers. It's nice to see some people coming in this way. Tom Anderson's the name. If you want something to come up here, just let me know, okay? So,
I believe I'm supposed to be meeting a friend of mine, Lady Eleanor.
Lady Eleanor, I know you folks are the first people to come in this way. So, but if she arrives, I'll let you know. So sorry about that. Right. Yep. So, what can I get for you folks?
Oh, I'll be needing I assume you have accommodations. I'll be needing a room for the night, and a good snifter of brandy would be perfect.
I think we have some brandy around here somewheres. But yep, I do. The missus will open up our rooms there for you. They're nice and clean with the.
Oh, and do you have a copy of the New York Times around by chance?
Oh, we don't carry nothing that fancy up here this way. It's a long ways out from the old city there.
Oh, well,
right.
That's fine. That's fine. I see you have a small bookshelf over there. Perhaps I'll just peruse and see what you have.
Delightful. I will bring on that brandy just shortly. All right.
I'll seat myself in one of these comfortable chairs by the fire. Perfect.
Indeed. All right. And how about you, sir, Mr. Fancy Man? What can I get for you?
I wouldn't say I'm very fancy. I'm just in regular traveling clothes. But I'd like also a room, and you have a bit of tea, a spot of tea, if you have some.
Yeah, I think we can rustle up some tea for you.
Fantastic.
Sure.
That'd be grand. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Very
it.
welcome.
But I'm so sorry. You called me in front of the lady here. Please take care of her before anything else.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Thank you for keeping me honest there. What'd you say your name was?
I didn't at all.
Oh, Okie dokie. Sorry, madam, what can I get
I-
for you? Is there?
I am the Lady Darkwood. I would like to ensure that the room I had requested ahead of time is prepared for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're in the presidential suite we got for you. Yep, the Mrs. Wilhelmina, she's very excited to have a proper lady in the premises. So
Oh, yes.
we'll get that right there. Any kind of refreshment for you there?
Yes, certainly. I will take some cocktails by the bar. Something, perhaps a little warm.
Oh, we got some warm apple cider for you if you want that.
Oh, maybe something warm with a little extra kick. Wouldn't you say that'd be lovely?
Oh, you know, our cider's got a little bit of kick to it, if you know what I mean. You look like you could hold your liquor there, huh?
And several, maybe, and a bottle of whiskey, please.
Bottle of whiskey, you got it. Okay. All right. So
She sits at the establishment by the fire, and she'll actually light up a cigarette.
okay, there. We like that. And so,
if you're going to have one of those, then you permit me. Henry pulls out a large cigar, immediately lights it up.
Oh,
fantastic. So, Mr. Anderson takes his time, and it's not the fastest service you've ever received in your life, but you know what? He's getting to it. Yeah, I don't think this is a rush. Let's just say.
So Margaret will take the time to introduce herself. Hello, I am you. My name is Margaret Darkwood, the Lady Darkwood. But you can certainly call me Maggie, and I would love. Are you in town for hunting? You look like
it's a mix of business and pleasure. Maggie, you can call me Henry. Henry Forsyth at your service.
Henry, please, pleasure to make your acquaintance, darling.
I'm working with the Vermont Central Railroad, but mixing business and pleasure. Well, they sent me out here to survey some new sites, and figured while I'm here, I would indulge my outdoor passions.
Oh, I do love one with passions.
Indeed.
What would you say is the most excellent game in this area?
You know, I've never got a moose.
A moose, that would be so exhilarating. Those are such great beasts.
Very dangerous beasts. I'm
Up here, they're more likely to get you, aren't they?
Exactly. And you, did I ever hear you say Dr. Hamish?
No. I mean, like, maybe, but no. Yes. I'm Dr. Watson Hamish. I'm medical doctor, and I'm joining. You know, I'm joining some friends to make a ski resort.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yes, it'll be grand. So you're an outdoorsman, are you, sir?
Oh, you better believe it. I do a bunch of cross-country skiing when I have the time.
Oh,
I too have indulged. In fact, I would say my father was part of the Arctic Circle expedition that was just last year launched.
Have you say? That sounds wonderful. I knew some fellows who backed that. Yeah.
With who is it? With Perry or Cook?
Yes.
Or...
Yes, both of them.
Oh, all right. I think one of them went south, but that's fine. I'm not remembering correctly.
Wait a moment. I would know this, but there may be times that I misspeak myself. But I, in fact, do know the information that you're asking, and I'm imparting it into you accurately.
Very good.
I think Mr. Carnegie had some backing in that. He mentioned it once.
Oh, that's really fancy there. Would you folks like any? We have some stew for you, and we have some homemade bread. Would that suit any of yous there?
Oh, that would suit me just fine. I don't know about the rest of you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Certainly.
All right. Let me get Wilhelmina on that and get you some bowls there. Okay.
And for the record, for everyone watching at home, it was Admiral Perry who went to the North Pole.
There was this year though, and it was launched in 1998. Was an expedition for the South Pole.
1898, you mean?
1898.
1898 was the expedition for the South Pole.
Can you
So-
imagine what life will be like in 1998? Oh, the possibilities.
Oh.
We'll be living on the moon by that point.
Is that
The
with
moon?
Shackle? Or
Yes, that too.
Shackleton.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, we'll know the information. We already know it, but
yeah, we
Indeed.
already do know the information, but we don't have the New York Times here, so we can't go look it up easily, can we? Oh, but no, it was actually with Shackleton.
All right. Glad we figured that out. So Mr. Anderson comes over and he hands you heaping bowls of what looks to be probably a venison stew of some kind, potatoes, carrots, very hearty, doing you just fine. And as you're tucking into your lovely stews, the front door of the inn slams open and a gust of wind and rain and potentially sleet comes roaring in, and a clearly disheveled, has been no overcoat, torn, has scratches on his face and arms, clearly has been going through it. A man comes in and says, "Murder! They done murdered him. The devils murdered him." And Tom goes, "Okay, there, buddy. Okay, we're gonna calm down now. Okay, what you talking about there?"
Henry has already gotten to his feet.
They murdered him outright. They murdered him. Those devils, they did. They murdered him right there on the farm. They murdered him. And this man is clearly rocking back and forth and out of his, in shock, clearly. And Tom goes, okay there, buddy. We're gonna calm down. You gotta tell us what's going on. And
please do have a seat by the fire. You're in
No.
shock.
the
She
stranger
pref-
does.
Sits him down. She pours him a stiff, nip of the old
Mhm.
whiskey.
And he drinks it heartily.
Only have one sip, my friend. Who was murdered and where? Can you tell me where? I'm a doctor.
Henry shifts his snifter to his left hand. His right hand goes behind him on his belt, and as he takes a step back to give a seat, but his hand remains behind. His right hand remains behind his back.
Well, my name is Jack Smith, and I was I go from here to there, and I'm a farmhand, when I can get the work. And I was working up on the I was working up on the Braybrook farm up there, and I can't even tell you that they murdered him. They murdered him. They beat him with their hands.
Who?
Nearly tore him to shreds. I can't even tell you.
It's quite all right, sir. It's quite all right. You're safe now.
Take a breath, my friend. I want you to breathe in for a count of 5, hold it for a count of 5, and then let it out again for a count of
And
5.
At this point, Mr. Jack is gone. He's gone. He is shaking. He is hyperventilating. He is gone. There's no getting him back. So either he's gonna
I slap him.
You slap him. All right.
He's hysterical. He's clearly hysterical.
He clutches his face and looks up at you and says
Please.
nothing else.
Focus.
All
Put
right.
yourself together.
I don't think and Tom speaks up. I don't think there's need for that that kind of violence over here. You know what? I'm gonna take old Jack here. He came in here a few months ago looking for work, and I sent him up over to the Braybrook farm. You know what? I think I'm just gonna put him up in a nice warm bed, and maybe we can talk to him in the morning. He'll be a little bit more coherent. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh, is there But he said someone was murdered
Yep.
at the Braybrook farm.
Yep. That's a little unusual for around these parts. We don't really hear much about that murder stuff.
Yep.
But I can
Shouldn't
tell
we call
you
the
one thing.
sheriff?
Do you have a phone?
A
Telephone.
phone?
Telephone.
Well, not hereabouts. We got a telegraph office down the way in Quentin there. Quentin is the next town over. It's about 15 miles down the road. But there are not going to be anybody there at this time of night.
Very well. Then perhaps we should go to the sheriff ourselves, grab him, and bring him to the farm. Because if this is in fact a murder, would you not say it is an urgent situation?
I mean, maybe it is a little urgent, but I don't know what else we could do right now. I mean, it's raining.
Where is your passion? Where is your passion, sir? Do you not care about the decency of human life?
Well, I don't know about that passion. Listen, Wilhelmina over there, she's got a lot to say. But let me tell you what, how about we I can tell you one thing. Strange things happen up at that Braybrook farm, okay? Too many things coming down and coming down the pipeline about those people up there. They're a weird lot. And I think if we all just take a minute and think about things, think about going out in that squall right now, because I can tell you what, it is not an easy trek coming down here from there. So
this half hysterical man made it.
Oh, clearly he's under duress. So I mean, if you want to go down to Quentin and get the sheriff, that's up to you guys. So
how often do murders happen around here that you're so laissez-faire about them?
That's what I am thinking the very same thing, sir.
I am going to point out that we've only got the ravings of one man to say that there was a murder. He hasn't even told us who has been murdered, by whom. We have a vague idea of where. I think it would be a very good idea before we do anything else is to, Tom, if you would be so kind as to perhaps get this Jack fellow some rest, get him situated, then come down here and talk to us about this Braybrook Farms, and then we can proceed from there, I think.
I think that's a great idea there, Mr. Forsyth.
Yes. Just and then hurry back as soon as you can, and we'll have some questions for you about this Braybrook place. Yes.
Okay, I'll head up there and I'll take a look at the old chap. Okay.
All right.
Mr. Forsyth, Maggie, I must say, I do certainly appreciate your candor for the how many murders are in this town. Honestly, you would think that they would be a little bit more concerned about a situation of something.
Their lack of concern makes me think that very often rumors circulate around these places that turn out not to be true. So let's not go rushing half-cocked into something and find out what's actually occurring here.
Oh, all right, but I have to ask, sir, how likely does it seem that a rumor would start in a town of just a few hundred people about a murder?
No. We've got one man who is obviously in hysterics, crying out about murder. Doesn't mean there was a murder.
No, it does not.
It might mean that it's a murder, but let us look at this calmly, dispassionately, and figure out what exactly is going on here. As running off into a storm, thinking that there's a murder, when it turns out a man stubbed his toe and cried bloody murder. We don't know. We have one raving man's words, and that's all we have.
Some men are prone to hysterics. It is known.
This is very true. It's very true. It is known, as you say. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I can give him a little bit of anything to help calm his nerves.
Oh, you did say
if he needs to be slapped again, If he needs to be slapped again, I am available.
Unlikely, madam, but I thank you so very much. You see, in modern medicine, we're actually trying to move away from physical altercations with patients.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
I
at
go
this
off
point,
and go do that.
at this point, Henry has shifted the snifter back to his right hand, and his hand is no longer behind his back.
All right, so Dr. Hamish, you head upstairs.
Yes,
All
I
right.
head upstairs to go look at the patient.
All right there, Doc. He hasn't been saying much except for the devil's killed him over and over again. So I don't know if you you
Right.
got something else you could try.
All right. I have a little bit here. Let me see what I have in my bag. All right. I have some smelling salts, but he's already conscious. Maybe a little bit of laudanum to ease his nerves.
Oh, laudanum, that would help there, I think. Yeah.
All right,
And the
so-
man is clearly still like just ashen face. He also just has scratches all over himself.
Right.
Um,
I go to take his arm and to give him an injection. It's
he lets you.
It's only gonna hurt for a mo. Give him a shot, just a small amount. There you go. Put some pressure on that. There you go. All right.
The medical slap.
Trademarked by Lady Margaret Maggie Darkwood.
So you can see that as the laudanum takes effect, he becomes looser. His eyes glaze over and his breathing becomes a little bit deeper, less
Right.
ragged.
There you go, lad. All right. Tell me what your name is.
My name is Jack Smith.
Very good. How many fingers am I holding up?
2.
Very good. What day of the week is it?
Is Thursday? It's a Thursday, maybe.
Sure, close enough.
Wednesday,
You have
Thursday.
7 options. That's fine. And who is the current vice president of the United States? That's all right. No one knows that. It's not worth a bucket of warm spit. Garrett Hobart, anyway. So, do you think you can come down and talk to the rest of us, lad?
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't rightly remember how it got here.
That's all right. We're gonna backtrack your steps, try to figure things out. You take it
Okay.
easy. Tom, can you get a blanket? Could you fetch a blanket for him to keep him warm and toasty?
Oh, Yup. Okay. Yup. Right there. There's one right here on this chair right here. You know, my wife Wilhelmina. She made this. She quilted it herself. You know.
Oh, that's
She's
lovely.
a very nice lady.
Well, that's lovely, isn't it?
So
All right,
Tom
come on
Sit
down.
over. So takes him down to the main room there. Good to know. We're getting a lot of history lessons today in this Gothic horror gaming. It's nice to see. So you sit him down in a chair, and what would you like to do?
He's downstairs now?
Yep, he's down here. All right, Jack, this is Mr. Henry Forsyth and Lady Margaret Darkwood. We can call her Maggie, though. I know that she appreciates that. And I'm
Only
Dr. Hamish.
Did you? I will look at him now. Do I see the scratches all over him?
Yep, they are red and welty and very scratchy.
Do they look self-inflicted?
Okay. Roll me something. I would say yeah, roll me 3D.
Okay. I can also check underneath his fingernail and see if he has any flesh. So that is 9. I don't know if that's a good roll or not.
They are scratches. They are, they're probably a little thin for fingernails, but you can't really tell. They just look like scratches.
Oh
I
man,
do. look at
May I
it.
take a look and see if they're animal inspired?
Okay. Yep. Roll me. Yeah. 3D.
14.
Yeah. You take a good look at them, and they're not quite animal. You don't think they're animals.
They're not an animal that I know
They're
of.
not
anyway.
an animal.
And
Not
it's
that
not a
you
bear.
know.
It's not a wildcat. It's not a
Nope.
lynx.
None that you would know.
All right. So, Jack,
Do his fingers look like they've been ripped up at all? Like,
Do you look at his fingers?
yeah.
Other than the normal wear and tear of a farmhand, they don't look any different. So they might have like cuts and they're clearly calloused and maybe
Sure.
bruised or whatever, but yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
I say, Jack,
Go ahead.
Jack, old boy.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello there.
Yeah.
I see you got a little scratched up on your arms and such. Do you mind telling us how that happened?
Oh. I mean, things are a little bit foggy there, but yeah, I was running through those woods quite a bit, trying to get away, and the woods are so, I don't know if you've been out in these woods there.
I have.
I've been all over the place, and there's something different about this forest out here. It's different. Sometimes it feels like it's just grabbing you.
Interesting. So you were running away from the scene that you had witnessed, yes? Now, I know it's upsetting, but you said that that they murdered someone. Who was it that they murdered?
They murdered those devils. They murdered one of the sons.
One of the sons at the Braybrook farm?
Yes, sir. The one of the sons. I couldn't rightly see which one it was. One of the older boys.
Now, who lives at the Braybrook farm?
Well, of course, there's a bunch of them. So first there's Hezekiah. He kind of runs the place, and then there's Nehemiah, his brother, and of course their other brother Malachi. He is their he's their preacher up there, and they got all these kids running around, and
Is their surname Braybrook, or is it something else?
Oh yeah, they're all Braybrooks. The only people who aren't Braybrooks are the people that like me, the farmhands that go up there. Oh,
So
I can't get it out of my head.
All right, now calm down. Take a nice deep breath. Here, have a tiny sip of brandy. Here you are.
Would you say that the other individuals on this establishment
That's
are
enough.
in danger currently, or would you say the danger has passed?
Well, I had a buddy that I went up there with, and I feel bad, but I left him up there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for him, but he might be in trouble, but
See. Now, the perpetrators, the devils you're speaking of, was that the other Braybrooks, or was it somebody else?
they're just those devils. They're just those devils. They're devils. They're just devils.
All right. Now, calm down.
I can't. They're no, and he starts fighting you, and clearly going into a state of
He's
terror.
hysterical, and that is what you
Terror.
do with
All right.
historical.
Jack,
Hysterical.
Jack, you've done enough. Why don't you go take a nap? Rest. That'll help you. Yes?
All right. Okay.
I look to the innkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Does this concern you whatsoever?
Well,
Hmm.
that if it was one of them Braybrook boys, that does sound a little serious now that we're thinking about it. But strange things happen up at that farm up there. That I don't know. This is it's a little alarming. I'm not gonna fool with you. You know.
Strange like how?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would love to more.
you just hear things. I have these fellas come through here looking for work, and they come through my inn because my inn is the only road up to the Braybrook farm, so I send them up theirs, and they never come back. And that's sometimes that's a little troubling, but you never know because these guys come and they go, and they could trek down to Quentin instead of stopping off here. I always tell them that they're more than welcome to come in for a nip or whatever's. And but you just hear rumors. They always have the best produce and the best, vegetables, and the best the goods that they bring down from their farm is actually really good. And they've never had a bad crop in these last few years. So I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that comes down from there. So
Can you make a guess for me? How many would you say farm hands are up there that aren't members of the family currently?
I'd say, currently up there,
Hmm.
or I don't rightly know. I know probably these two guys. The Jack here and what was his name? I think it was
His friend.
Turner. Turner was his last name. I think was the guy, and but I've had 5 or 6 guys go through here coming up to the Braybrooks. So
So then you would say 5 or 6 are up there. Right.
unless they traveled back down, because of the season or whatever.
But Turner went up there recently.
Yeah.
And this
Turner,
Smith
I think,
fellow.
was with Mr. Smith up there. So yeah.
Pardon me for a moment. Henry walks to the front door, looks outside, sees what the weather's like.
It is a big old October storm. It is sleeting. It is raining. The wind is whipping sideways. In the distance, there's flashes of lightning. It is clearly no traveling weather. Or if you wanted to go out in the weather, it would be a hell of a time.
I close the door. Well, I think we'll have to check in on the Braybrook farm in the morning. It doesn't look like it's a good idea to go out right now.
Aye.
I think that's probably a good idea. Is there? Yeah.
Do you think it's worth calling the sheriff's office about this?
I mean,
No phone.
there's no phone.
No, calling up the sheriff's office. Paying
Calling
a
up.
call to the sheriff's office.
Yeah, calling off.
Again, I just looked outside, and
No.
we wouldn't find our way there tonight. We'd have to
No.
do
I
it
meant
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I meant tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
Well, you'd have to go all the way down to Quentin, which is 15 miles in the opposite direction. But yeah, if you want to go down there, that's cool too. Yeah.
Do you have do you hire out a horse or a wagon?
We
tomorrow?
got a buggy.
I have a
Fantastic.
car.
You have an automobile?
With
Yeah,
you
I have a
here.
car. Yeah. That's how I got here.
Oh.
It just doesn't do very well with the excessive mud on the roads right now, and
Oh.
doesn't really have anything to keep the windscreen clear, or doesn't have
You know
much
what I
in the
say
way of
about these
illumination at night.
these newfangled cars? I don't think it's gonna take off. Nothing beats a good old mule and cart. You know what?
I would say this is definitely mule weather. However, the convenience of a vehicle such as an automobile, auto carriage, is quite lovely.
Oh, I'm rather fascinated by them. What brand is it? Is it like an Edsel or
Oh, we're before Etzel's, my friend.
Oh, we are before Edsels. All
Oh
right.
my goodness, yes.
All right. Very good.
This is actually an independent inventor created it, a friend of our families. This one is actually electric powered.
Oh, electric. Isn't that
Yes.
fancy?
It
man?
actually looks very much like a carriage, and it has like a rudder that kind of drives it, and a little lever for acceleration. There's not technically any brakes on it this time, but
Yeah. Depending on
Well,
how fast you're
alright
going, it's not that
then.
important.
So I guess you guys will be taking the cart, or you're gonna take that Beal.
Bless.
Pardon me.
Oh, take the cart sounds easier, honestly.
All right. Well, is there anything I can do for you before we all turn in?
Oh,
A refill on this brandy, please.
if I could get some more of this fantastic stew. This is fantastic and delicious as well.
Absolutely.
I will
welcome.
go to the door and look out and see if I can see any indication of my friend arriving.
You see no one.
Yeah.
Yep,
Hey,
it
you have a
is.
copy of Ovid here. Perfect. All right, very good. I'll peruse through this.
All right. So I am assuming that you guys are just kind of winding down for the evening, taking in some stew, taking in some Ovid. So Mr. Anderson, he at some point just says, "Okay, well, I'm gonna head down and say good night for the evening. If you just
Which room is mine?
oh well, right, yes, right, of course. You're gonna be number 2 this evening. Yeah,
Number 2. Perfect.
Yep.
Wonderful.
and
And
it's
me.
the second door. You're number 3 right there. Yep.
Oh, fantastic. All
And
right.
it's the third. There's none of them are numbered. It's just the third
So
door.
it's just the third door.
I do
Yeah.
go
One
to
right
the
there.
presidential suite.
Yes, it's the first door. And so you all pass a relatively uneventful evening. The storm is quite loud and quite blustery. You do have there are stove pipes that come through your so it is warmed, but not great. So take that as you will, as to whether or not you had a good night's sleep. So
She
And-
I
does not.
certainly slept in worse.
She is the Lady Darkwood is quite distraught, for her friend has not arrived. The one she was intending to meet, and she's a little worried. Does not sleep at
I
all.
would be too. Yeah.
She spends most of her evening down by the fire, waiting for her
Fair.
friend to arrive.
Fair. And Dr. Hamish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at a catalog about electric vehicles.
I shared a link.
Do you want to see my
Beautiful.
surprised face?
I will talk to Maggie. Will speak with Dr. Watson about her electric vehicle and some of the other varieties that were
Oh
available.
no, it was fascinating. I'm sorry, I got caught up in it. I forgot we were playing a game
Yep. Hi.
in front of people. All right, what was the question?
Did you sleep well?
Oh yeah, it was great. Sorry, it was fantastic.
Clearly, yes, Dr. Hamish slept like a baby and dreamt all the night.
I dreamt of electric
Cars.
boogies, and it was
Electric-
fantastic.
electric
Do
boogaloo.
Hamishes dream of electric cars?
Indeed.
It's true.
Alrighty, so you come downstairs.
Thank you, Victoria London Fog. Pants trying to scramble. There we are.
Yes. So you come downstairs, and luckily the storm has broken. It is a beautifully sunny but crisp morning. There is sort of a fog that is settled over the grass, and there is frost on the vegetation when you do take a look outside. And Tom is down there and is, would you like a spot of breakfast there? We can get you some rashers, maybe some porridge if you'd like. I don't have much in the way. We could get you some coffee if you'd like, if that sounds good to you.
Coffee sounds wonderful.
Rasher sounds lovely.
Oh, do you have
Actually,
any?
it all sounds great.
Tell
Tell me, Tom.
eggs or sausages, all right?
Oh, we can find some sausages for you. Oh, yep. And what was that there, Mr. Forsyth?
Tom, tell me, how's Jack doing?
Oh, well, I felt so bad for the guy. I assume he's still sleeping. He hasn't come down yet. So,
Oh, well,
we're.
Did you mind if I go and wake him?
Oh, well, yeah. If you'd like to go there and.
Allow me. There's room 5, is it?
Yep. That's the 5th one on the row.
Right,
Yep.
correct.
Yeah.
All right. Hello there, Jack. Are you awake?
No answer.
Understandable. You had a rough night. I turned the doorknob. Does it move?
Nope.
It's locked.
It is locked.
Tom, I say it's locked there, and there's no. I'm a little concerned that he might do. That he might have passed out. I don't want him to choke on his own vomit or something like that. Could you open the door, please?
Oh, yep, alrighty there. And so Tom comes up with the keys and he opens the door, and you see a prone man sleeping on the bed.
Sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
We're sure he's asleep.
Do you want to check?
I do.
All right. How do you check?
Well, first of all, I say, Jack, are you awake?
No response.
Can you wake up? I will, knowing how people can be a little bit touchy, I will take my walking stick, which I have for when I'm out surveying, and I will poke at his foot.
No response.
I will poke a little harder.
No response.
I will use the walking stick to lift his hand and let it flop back down.
It flops back down.
Doctor,
I
think we might need your assistance.
All right, just a moment. All right. What we got here?
I go up with them.
All right.
Jack appears to be very unresponsive.
All right. Did you administer the medical slap trademark?
I have not.
All right. Well, we're going to hold off on that. Lady Darkwood, do you have a pocket mirror on you?
Surprisingly, I do not.
Oh, all right. Very good.
Do you?
I do not.
A pocket mirror.
Aye.
Just a moment. I'll be right back. I go into my go back to my room, grab from my camping supplies a little signal mirror. There you are.
Thank you very much. I hold it under his nose.
You see, it is fogging.
He's alive.
All right,
Good,
then.
really.
Shall I slap him?
Doctor, are you close? You obviously are close to the bed.
Yes.
Will
Next
you roll
one.
me 2d6, please?
Only 2? Very good.
Only 2.
Ooh. 8.
Your foot kicks something under the bed.
All right. I bend over and see what I kicked.
It is an empty bottle of whiskey.
Oh. He's passed out drunk. All right.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wasn't murdered.
Murdered.
Yes, murder.
Tom,
He could
do
have
me
been
a favor.
murdered, and I'm glad he wasn't murdered.
Murdered. Tom, do me a favor. Tom, do me a favor. And
I
keep the liquor cabinet locked up. Away from Drac.
Yep.
The re-
Okay, yeah.
The rest of his time here.
Yep, I will. I can later on I'll keep an eye on him, and later on I will take him down, and we'll keep him here for a little while, maybe a couple of days while he sleeps it off, and then we'll take him down and have him looked at, make sure that I don't know where he's got some family, but we can head him down to the telegraph office. Maybe he can contact some kin or something. I don't know.
Also, keep him here, getting him a good breakfast. I want to talk to him before you take him anywhere, please.
Okay. All right.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Do you plan on coming back through here when you get back from Quentin?
Oh, aye.
Okie dokie. All right. Sounds good.
I tell you what. How is the horse?
Oh, I don't have a horse. I got a good old sturdy mule. Her she's a good old girl.
I believe a lot of us would certainly fit in my motor car.
I would love to take a ride in it.
I know you would.
How is it going to be on these roads?
I will let you know that the roads are
Still
unpaved, very muddy.
The wheels
bumpy,
are very big. They're basically
rocky.
wagon wheels. It's basically an electric powered wagon.
Okay.
So if a wagon can go over it, this vehicle. And I put it in the chat, but I have literally ridden in one of these. It's a very fascinating vehicle up at the Rhinebeck Aerodrome in Rhinebeck, New York. They have a restored one that you could ride. It is really awesome. And they have electric vehicles in the late 1800s. And
I love this so much.
That's pretty cool.
They called them. They called them a lot of them steamers, if I remember correctly.
Oh well, those were the steam-powered ones.
Oh, that was a different type then.
Different type. The early vehicles were many different fuel sources.
See, I just learned something right there. Thank you.
So,
anyways,
I'm loving this so much.
So you guys decide to take the car?
Yeah. Aye.
How does it run on battery? Or is it a battery?
It's a big battery. Yeah.
How much of a charge does that have?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So are you heading off then?
I do leave a note for Lady Eleanor.
Got it. Okay.
It looks like the Waverly, at least the 1904 version, could go 5 to 15 miles per hour tops.
About the wagon speed.
It's not giving me a range.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So are you heading off then? Do you take anything with you?
If our choice is walking or one mule.
Walking, a mule and cart, or your automobile.
I'll tell you what, I'll take the mule and cart down with just in case anything should happen untoward to your vehicle. You race on ahead and tell them, and I'll be your backup.
Don't fear the future, lad.
Oh, I don't. I fear the roads.
Ha! Excellent. I'm gonna grab my my doctor bag, a thermos of coffee and a sandwich.
Okay.
I will grab my my generalized camping supplies, including my binoculars as well as my hunting rifle. I'll leave the fishing rod.
Fantastic.
I grab my bag, which has everything in it.
Alrighty. So you head on down the road. You go 5 miles. I would like you to make a Lady Darkwood. Would you roll 2d6
Animal
for me?
handling. Animal handling.
Animal
Animal
handling.
handling.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say 2d6, please.
So 2d6, that would be 7. Why can't
Okay.
I do math?
Alrighty. Henry, roll me 2d6, please.
All right. I have a help. I'm going to use it.
All right, use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. How does
Oh,
that
yes,
work? You add a bonus die?
Yes, that is a bonus die. So you would do, in this case, 3d6 and take the highest 2.
Okay.
I have an 11 in that case.
Fantastic. You keep going.
Yes.
You go another 5 miles. Would you please give me another 2d6, please?
Oh, that's much better. That is.
Well, I don't have the help anymore, so that's what I got. That's what I've got.
Mhm.
I've
I
got
still
a
haven't.
7.
Okay, you keep going. Yes, so here are helps. What was your
10.
die? 10? Great. Keep going. 7? Keep going. Great.
That's 15 miles. That's 5 miles. Should
Yep.
get us to Quinton.
Oh, yeah.
And a 7 again.
Fantastic. Darkwood?
6.
Okay. You guys make it safely, if not a little mud sprayed, to Quentin.
My question is, did we have the goggles and
Oh,
like
yeah.
the riding
I have
jackets
the
and everything?
goggles, the gloves.
Mhm,
I have they're
mhm,
like big
mhm.
cuffed gloves.
Gotta have the
Oh,
gloves.
A duster.
Have the gloves.
do you have one for a passenger too?
I will give you goggles.
All right, but no jacket, no duster.
No, Lady Eleanor knows to bring one.
Oh, all right, that's fine. That's fine. But still, oh, this
Alrighty.
is exciting.
Okay, so
We'll let you
make it-
drive for like a little bit if you like.
Oh yeah, because you can just do the rudder from either side of the front bench. Oh, this is exciting. Oh,
Amazing. So you make it to Quentin, Vermont. It is in the lowlands. So you've been kind of going down the mountain, sort of. And it is a pretty typical town of 1899. It's a logging town, so there is a river that goes by it. It has a mill. It is very, very, very simple. They have a couple of churches, a few buildings, a general store, a meeting hall. They do have a sheriff's office, and in that, it's like the sheriff's post. It's a sheriff's office, post office, telegram office. They recently got the telegram, so that's new. And yeah, so what would you like to do?
I go into the building.
Great.
And you said this sheriff was near here as well?
Yes, the sheriff's office. Well, it's a multi-purpose building. It's the
Okay.
sheriff's
Yeah.
office, the post office,
Excellent.
and where you can send a telegram if you would like.
Oh, I say, hello there. Is anybody on duty?
Oh, who might I ask is asking for me?
My name is Henry Forsyth. I'm with the Vermont Central Railroad.
Okay. And you see a stocky man, probably late 40s, early 50s. He's got coal black hair except for a couple of streaks of gray. He has a fantastic mustache. I mean, like mustache. It is present, right? Like you see this man and the first thing you see is mustache.
I say, who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Well, my name is Fred Charters, and I'm the local sheriff here.
Mr. Charters, a pleasure to meet you. I assume you are familiar with the Red Maple Inn up the road.
Yes,
just
yes, I am. Tom is a good man up there. Yeah.
well, the three of us have just come from there, and last night a gentleman, one of the local itinerant farmhands, came on in, very disheveled, scratched all up to from here to Tuesday, and he's saying that there was a murder that occurred up on the Braybrook farm.
Which
A
the
murder.
innkeeper seemed to imply was a very uncommon occurrence.
Well, that is very true. We haven't had a murder here, well, quite a few years that I can think of. So,
So we
are you
figured it's
sure?
warranted.
Are you
No,
sure
we're
the
not
man
sure.
is
So,
okay?
what does
Well,
he
he's
not
recovering
look
from
into?
his excursion. He came through that storm last night, so he's resting up at the inn at present. And I thought maybe you might want to come up and question him.
I
Or at the
can.
very least, maybe go to the farm and confirm there is or is not a murder. It seems like a really smart thing to do.
Well, I'm not.
I understand if you're entirely busy today. I look around. I do understand the very pressing needs of Vermont
His mustache
Township.
quivers. Well, I don't necessarily like what you're implying, lady, because while I
just
was thinking about coming up there, I just want to make sure that, before we go off and unrightly accusing people of committing, terrible crimes, I want to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row and that,
Oh,
this
I
is something
do
that's actually
apologize.
going on.
It certainly was not my intent to imply anything untoward. It was simply a matter of confirming that a murder did, in fact, occur. So, should we go to the farm and verify that the expected number of living bodies were the appropriate number? That's an easy way. There's no accusations of murder or not. It's just simply verifying that all the expected people are in attendance. Is that not
I
simple?
think I'm more interested in maybe talking to Tom and maybe just parsing out what's actually going on.
I think it's a capital idea.
Of course. You're muted.
You're can't hear you there.
Thank
sir.
you very much. No. It's fine. A lot of people ignore me anyway. I'm a doctor by training. If it helps for anything, if there is in fact a deceased body at the Braybrook farm, you depend upon my my personal expertise if it is deceased in a natural way or if it was in fact a murder.
Assisted by human agency.
Indeed.
Well, okay.
Well said.
That's good to have you on board there. All right. So all right. Let's all right. Okay. And to be quite frank, it looks like Fred is a little bit out of his element. So he starts to sort of look around and gather his things. He gathers his
I'll tell you what,
sidearm.
darling. If you would like, I could certainly assist you in this effort. It would be my honor to perhaps go and do any kind of additional laying on of eyes. Personal.
Also,
investigation.
she could give you a lift. It's fantastic.
A lift?
Oh, I do have a motor car at my disposal.
It's brilliant. Top notch.
Okay. All
But,
right.
you know.
Okay. Okay. So let's head out there, right?
Very well. Enough dilly-dallying. Let us be off, shall we?
Oh, you get to wear the goggles there, Sheriff. I'll just do that. That's fine.
So you approach the motor car and the sheriff looks very uncomfortable. It's like he doesn't know what to do with this. It's the first time that he's seen like the most machinery he's seen is like they do have mechanical saws, but he's seen a
They're
train,
probably
but he's never
self-driven,
seen like an
yeah.
automobile like this, and he is alarmed.
This horse
I
was
should probably
carrot.
ride in the cart with Mr.
Oh,
Forsyth,
yes.
or two-seater.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right. So
It'll be
he gets the goggles on, he gets the whole hoopla together.
Oh,
and
before we go, do you mind if I pop off a quick telegraph?
Yep. Yeah. Let me go get Johnny. He's our local boy who does that stuff.
All right, Johnny. I just need to send a quick telegraph to the Vermont Central Railroad, letting them know that I have been somewhat sidetracked by possible local issues. Will check back in once they are resolved with survey plans. Just to let them know.
Okay. What was the recipient there?
Oh, that's that is Gerald Hamilton over at the Vermont Central Railroad.
All right, sir. I will get that off to you right away.
Yes, just let them know where I am. Tell them I'm in Quinton and the Red Maple Inn up the road and dealing with some local issues, and I'll get back to him. Thank you.
Johnny
Are
goes
there
off to
any-
ply his trade.
Are there any telegraphs for the Lady Darkwood? Lady Maggie,
He looks
anything?
through. There is not.
Perhaps I should send another one. She
Okay.
looks a little anxious, and she very rarely looks anxious. She always looks like she's completely in her element. But so she sends a telegraph to her friend in New York.
Okay. Johnny writes the missive, and he goes off to a back room to ply his Morse-like trade.
And here's an extra 50 cents for you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
In 1899, 50 cents is a lot.
Like that's a lot.
It's like $20 easy.
Oh, you got
I
a
can
big
buy like
spender there.
500 sweets with this. Golly, mister, thanks.
Yeah.
Now I need to look at the exchange. Jesus.
Yes, her room. They were roommates. All right, so Fred dons the glasses and gets into
Oh,
the motor
yeah.
car.
Just tip
With-
that guy $20. Nice.
Lady Darkwood. Hamish, you're writing in the.
Cart with Mr. Forsyth.
Okay. All right, so same drill. You go 5 miles. Roll me 2.
Oh, that was not the good one. It was 5.
Yep. So you hit a little bit of a bump, and the motor car gets stuck.
I can fix it.
I had rolled an 8, by the way,
Oh, great.
for the
It's
mule
your
cart.
turn. Do you
I
stop
can
to
fix
help?
What's that?
Henry, do you stop to help them?
Oh, once I see that something has occurred, I will stop. Yes. Oh, good heavens.
Fantastic.
Oh well,
And
I've got a bar that like a crowbar kind of thing, and instructing the sheriff to just kind of push and 1, 2, 3. Do you need to roll to get it unstuck?
Yes, please roll me 3d6.
Oh, 3d6. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
far
would say that's a physical trait.
Sure. Yep. So that is 8, 9, 10.
It remains stuck.
Stuck
Mhm.
at 10.
Mhm.
Oh, jinkies.
Yep, I rolled a 12.
Oh,
The mud
Actually-
rolled a 12, technically.
if I could get assistance from the donkey.
How do you do so?
Oh, well, here. Let's see. Let's unhook the wagon. There we are. And then we'll put the traces back through around the front of there. We'll tie this in place here. And then with you pushing and
Crowbars and
Gertrude here, pulling. We should be all
Oh,
right.
her name is Gertrude. Oh,
Of
aren't you a
course.
clever girl?
Mhm.
Ah,
Yep. Will you roll me? Yeah, roll me another 3D. You know what? Roll me 3D6 with a help since you have
oh, I do have a
Gertrude.
help.
Gertrude.
Well, no, I'm helping you.
Yes.
Oh, and I also have a help I should have used last turn. So I roll one more and take the best. So that is, I think I knocked it. It was 12 before.
It doesn't matter. You win. I rolled did you do better than a 5?
Yes.
Great. You get it out of stock.
All right. Thank you very much for your assistance. I'm telling you, this, in some ways, this is just saves the trouble. But we'll continue.
I also just want to let you guys know that with the travel to and the travel to here, it is about 2 in the afternoon.
Okay. That's not
Yep.
terrible.
All right.
And how far is the Brayburn farm?
Well, we gotta
the
get back to the
Bray-
Red Maple Inn first.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to so you have about 10 more miles to go.
To the inn.
Yes.
And then from the inn to the Brayburn farm, how far is that?
That's going to be about 25 miles. Quite well.
Okay.
Oh, he ran 25 miles.
Yep.
Wow.
That is,
Through a storm. He ran a
I'll
marathon.
use a help for this roll.
Okay.
So I'm currently help rich.
yeah, me
And-
too.
Give myself an 11.
Okay. That does.
That
And
is
I'll use a help
14.
again for the third roll
Mm-hmm.
and get myself a 9.
Can we get Sir David? Could we please have an updated help?
Well, there's that. I just spent 2.
2. Okay.
And I just
Great.
spent 1.
What was your number?
14.
Great. Oh wait, we're rolling 2d6.
With the help, you roll 3d6, but you pick the highest 2.
The
to
highest
use.
2.
I will have to re-roll it because I don't remember what the numbers were. So
Yep, no
this
worries.
is me rolling with that one. That is 11.
Great. Keep going.
That's with the help. Okay.
Mhm. And
this
one more time.
is, 7.
Great.
Okay.
Henry?
Yeah, I had rolled an 11 and a 9.
Oh, perfect. Great. So you guys make it back to the Red Maple Inn.
Here's the new current totals. Thank you, Sir David.
Thank
Preston.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you for
Um,
keeping track.
Grim, I've starred it, so if you go to the starred, you'll find it right there.
I see. Thank you very much. Appreciate
I'm going to get rid of the
you.
other starred ones so that you'll be able to.
That is also
Ooh.
very helpful. Thank you.
That is a cool trick.
We are learning. Okay, so you make it back to the Red Maple Inn. What do you do?
Right this way, Sheriff Charger. Tom is in here, and that's Mr. Anderson. Excuse me.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Is Jack still out?
Oh yeah. So I think something's up with Jack. He's in a real bad way. I think we might we need to get him down to the, I don't know.
Something's
Get
up
him
with
down to
Jack.
Quentin.
Something's up with Jack.
Something is up with Jack.
Don't know if we're ever going to get him back.
Yes, something up with Jack.
Hmm.
Cue spooky Danny Elfman music. So yes, Jack is still unconscious, and it doesn't
Fine.
look like he's going to be reviving anytime soon.
I'm still willing to slap him for science, but I will defer to you, Doctor. I will.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll let you know. I'll let you
Mhm.
know. Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do, Doc? Do you want to go take a look?
Yeah, let me go take a look. All right, Mr. Anderson, if you could open up the door for me here.
Oh, yep. I've kept him under lock and key. And you know, the door is open, and yep, Jack is shaking, unconscious, and very sweaty. but
All
a
right.
cold sweat.
Oh, all right. Let me see here. I take his pulse.
It is rapid and faint.
All right. All right. Okay. Do I have any thing in my bag right now that feels like it would stabilize him?
Roll me 4d6.
All right. Very good. Oh, very nice. 10, 12, 17, 21.
Wow. So yes, according to your medical baggery, you might have you mentioned smelling salts. You might have, did they have any kind of epinephrine or adrenaline or anything like that at the time? I don't think they did.
We don't really have adrenaline yet. We use cocaine.
Right.
Still at this point, we use activated
Cocaine.
charcoal to like help dissolve like mild poisonings, that sort of thing.
Okay. Administer what you think would help with a
All right.
man
Well,
who is
I know.
clearly very, very sick.
All right. Good. All right. All right. I take out my little mini mortar and pestle. Grind up some activated charcoal. Put it in, mix it with a little bit of water. Put it into a paste. Put it under his tongue. Pour a little bit of water in, then help massage it down his throat. And then give him a little bit of a sedative in order to try to calm him.
So the charcoal, as you can see, has little to no effect.
All right.
But the sedative does help with the shaking.
All right.
He is still clearly. Roll me 4 again.
All right. Very good.
Would you say it was the DTs?
Might be 20 in this case.
Okay, so as far as you can tell, this is either DT or he has caught some sort of cold or virus in
All right.
the storm, because he, trekked 25 miles in how many days, you're not entirely sure.
Yeah.
With no coat, running for his life. So he clearly has, he's very, very sick.
And it might be a combination of all of it, of exhaustion.
Shock.
Exactly. Exhaustion, the shock, the DTs, as you so very quaintly put it, Lady Darkwood, and also a little bit of hypothermia combined with dehydration. So, all right. Rule of the moment. Let's get him warm. Let's get him fed. Let's make sure this man drinks enough water. I'm also going to look at his extremities, take on off his shoes and socks to make sure that his toes look all right and that he doesn't have frostbite. Thank you, Lily Kitten 9999 for that.
You can see some frostbite forming, but not severe. Just a little warm water will probably do him just fine.
All right. Fantastic. We're gonna fix you right up here, Jack. All right. So I'll busy myself with him for a bit.
Okay. Henry and Lady Maggie, what do you want to do in the meantime?
Well, certainly when we get to the inn, I inquire if anyone has arrived in my absence. I'm guessing no, they would have told me right off. Fine, I've checked. I've done my due diligence. Fine. I'm actually getting a little trying to be optimistic about the situation, but I would, as I'm sitting here speaking with Henry and the sheriff, I certainly would love very much to do additional investigations.
All right.
So, Tom, Sheriff Charter, while Dr. Hamish is getting Jack sorted out there in the other room, and obviously we're not going to be able to chat with him anytime soon, perhaps we could talk about this Braybrook family?
Oh, yeah.
Seems to be an issue.
Oh, it's not an issue so much as they're just odd. And Fred, Sheriff Fred nods along and says, "Yeah,
Could you be a darling and perhaps give us a few examples of their particularities?
Yeah. Could you care to elaborate?
well, you know, we're all God-fearing folk in this country, and but they got a weird way of showing the way they do things up there. Though they got this kind of, well, their religion is a little extreme, I'd say. They
You said
have
Malachi was their preacher?
Malachi, yeah, the Malachi Braybrook. He's he's their preacher up there. Yep. And they've been running that farm, nigh on 25, 30 years up there. And it's for the first few years it was fine. There's just a regular farm. They'd come down on market days, had good produce. But then lately, the last 5 or 6 years, maybe 7, they've just gotten kooky, coming
Plagued
down
by
and
giant cats, undoubtedly.
indeed, yeah,
Mm.
the cats are
You saw that
definitely.
too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, don't mind that they're catties. We got these strays running around all over the place. Don't mind them. They're just they're
I'm
like,
a big fan of the cat.
yeah, oh, me too. I have this little orange guy. He gets all in my. Anyway, so yeah, so the Braybrooks, they just have a funny way of praising the Lord. In a not a wholesome way, I'd say. Not
Yeah,
the way that we do things around here.
I have certainly traveled and seen much of this world, and there are quite a few individuals who certainly are very devout and very spiritual in their own sense. And I believe that there are many different ways that one could certainly praise the Lord. And there was even one tribe that I have heard of. Now, I haven't personally seen it, that their holy person was woman, and leader of the tribe, and she was fantastic, and she was very kind, wise, benevolent, and it's admittedly something that we're not familiar with, but that doesn't necessarily make it bad or wrong, now does it?
Well, I hear what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just things that happen up there that is just unnatural. Just unnatural.
Like, do they cause harm to others, or do they
Not
take
harm so much as just when they come to town, they act sort of strange, sort of like they're better than anyone else, and they keep telling people that their ways are the best
I'm certain.
ways, and it just it's strange. I can't really describe it. That's just yeah.
I believe that I'll certainly have to lay my own eyes upon the situation, but of course, I do understand that it will make you uncomfortable.
I will tell you this though. These last 5, 6 years, they've got the best produce. They come down with these. Their corn is so sweet, and their flour is so, I don't know. It's something. Can't really tell you what it is, but
Well, I do really look forward to seeing this farm for myself, and perhaps investing in this farm establishment, maybe finding out that they are worthy of,
Well, yeah, I tell you what. If you folks wouldn't mind, since you're so knowledgeable, and you seem like the doc seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. I was wondering if you guys would be willing to go down there for me, or up there, I should say, and sort of act as my deputies, because I think I'd like to stick around here and see if Jack wakes up, and I'd like to get some questions answered about this murder, if it is a murder, you know.
Dear Sheriff, it would be my pleasure. Well,
And
honor to be of
what do
assistance.
you think? What was your name again, sir? If I can't recall.
Oh, this is Henry Forsyth.
Henry Forsyth of the Vermont Central Railroad.
Right.
Interesting. Well, I could take a day or so and take a look for you, I suppose. My business is not that pressing. Could only give you a day or two, though, but I could take a look.
You know, that's probably more than enough. You know, we'll probably just go up there and see. It's probably nothing. You know, just some
Need to
guy
verify.
got into his cups a little much. You know.
Certainly. It's probably nothing, but I say it's always better to find out and confirm than listen to hearsay and rumor, if you know what I mean.
I can't agree more.
Can you
so
give us some official sort of documentation?
Oh,
Maybe
Tom,
writing out an affidavit of some sort?
sure. Tom, you got any paper or pen? And Tom kind of rustles around. And, oh yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, let me see what I got in the back. And he comes out and he has, you know, some ledger paper that he's clearly ripped out of a ledger book. And you know, Fred gets there and writes, you know, I hereby assign. What was your full name there? Henry
Lady-
Forsyth.
Henry Forsyth.
Henry Forsyth. And you,
Lady
Madam?
Margaret Dagwood.
Darkwood, and he writes it out as my. Well, do you want to ask your doctor friend if he wants to go? I could use if there is somebody
You
hurt
can
up
ask
there.
him.
You know.
Excuse me.
Doc, what have you been doing at this time?
Dr. Hamish.
Really? Again,
You're
Dr.
muted.
Hamish. Seriously.
Sorry, I'm not like trying to be rude or interrupt people. I've got cats running through here. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to take care of a patient. What would you like me to do now?
Would you be
Well-
willing to come with us up to the Braybrook farm to find out if there was in fact any foul play?
Well, I volunteered for that for
Indeed,
the first
but
thing. To
we're
begin
making it
with.
official.
I would love to. Like I was basically saying, I'll be your medical examiner. I will determine if it was actually a murder most foul, or if it was an accidental death, or if
So,
anything
Fred,
actually happened.
What's your full
I believe
name?
I
I'm just
already
going to
said
deputize
Dr.
this
Watson
with this.
Hamish, MD.
Okay, and he writes down on the affidavit, you know, Dr. Hamish Watson, MD. And he signed, yeah, hereby make these my deputies, and he signs it, Frederick Charters, Sheriff Frederick Charters, and hands it to you.
Excellent. That is
Will that
quite
do you
excellent.
there, Mr. Forsyth?
That would be fine. I just want something that if they ask why we are approaching their domicile, we can say we are here on official business. Here is this. They know who you are. Now they know we have a document by you.
Yep,
Hmm.
that makes sense there.
Certainly very
Um,
clever. Good
at-
thinking ahead of time, sir.
At this time, it is about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 in the afternoon. Probably a little too late to head up to the mountains. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not think your your automobile is gonna to.
I
head
don't
through
think so
these.
either.
I
I mean, I got here in the first place, but
What would you like to do with the remaining time of the day?
I would like to inquire as to anybody else in the inn about the Braybrooks. If there's any further information, go through anything.
At the time, so there is Wilhelmina Anderson, who is Tom's wife.
I
is
certainly have no qualms talking to Wilhelmina. I can certainly.
fantastic. They have a scullery maid named Jane Connor. And there is no one else staying at the inn. You are the only people at the moment.
I mean, if I have to talk to the scullery maid, I will too.
Her name
So,
is
yeah.
Jane.
Jane Connor. And they also they have a stable hand named Willem Johnston.
I'm going to go talk to the stable hand.
Okay.
Oh,
Doctor, are you gonna play?
Yeah, the patient is stabilized. I'll go talk with whoever Lady Darkwood is not talking to. So you're talking to Mrs. Anderson. I suppose I'll go talk with the scullery maid.
Okay. Yeah, let's how about we start with you, Lady Margaret, heading to talk to Wilhelmina.
let's have a look at her.
She is rosy cheeked. She's got quite a mess of dark hair. She's what you would think of as an innkeeper's wife. Just she's in the back. Clearly there's stew bubbling on the stove, and she's kneading a loaf of kneading some flour, dough.
Oh, everything smells delightful. It is just a pleasure to finally get some time to speak with you.
Oh my
Lady,
oh,
you are.
oh, you just stop. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't believe
Lady
that
Anderson.
have a lady in the house. Actual lady in my. I can't. I
Oh,
I can't.
you don't need to
tell
be
the
like
ladies
that.
down at
I'm
church about this.
just.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't even worry about that.
I
Oh,
ju-
come now,
should-
come
oh,
now, come
Should
now.
I get you a chair? Would you like to sit down? I mean, I just, this is
I-
my
I
kitchen.
would
I don't know. Oh.
Don't even worry, dear Miss Anderson, please. Why don't you take a moment to sit and have a cup of tea with me? I would very much like to get to know you, find out a little bit more about what the exciting and riveting adventures of an innkeeper are. I understand you probably run this place. You run this place. I don't think this place could probably be anywhere near as smoothly operated without your wisdom and guidance.
Oh, I do love my husband there. He does a lot.
Of course. But
He's good with
behind
the customers,
every man at a counter, there is a woman that is carrying all of the burdens, making everything run smoothly.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
I know.
So she sits there and sips your tea.
The flattery is thick. The lady is just as charming as possible.
Oh yeah.
And talking her up, building up her confidence, and getting the woman to the goal of her line of inquiry is to let it be known that the lady is the one who's in charge. That she's the strong one in the house, that that she has the final say on everything, and and maybe a hint at the we should be running the world kind of thing. Mention suffragettes a little bit on the sly, get a feel for how that goes, and then gets down to the nitty gritty of tell me more about these Bray birds. I mean, are they it's weird?
Well,
I mean, honestly, I bet you know exactly what's going on there.
I don't know about that, but they just, it's just a little strange, I sometimes they come down here and they sell their produce and some the other things that they sell, and well, now I hear that they've been looking for wives for their sons.
I would imagine.
They have a lot of sons and a lot of daughters up there. They have a lot of kids, which children are a blessing and for sure, but they I don't know. They have a weird way about them. I can't quite put my finger on it. They just something's not right. Something's not
Mm.
right. And
How
it
many
doesn't
children
make
do
any
they
sense.
have?
Oh gosh. I want to say I know that that Hezekiah and his wife Althea, which I've talked to her here and there, and she's all right. She's a very caring person, I would say. Well, I know that they have their I think their three sons and their two daughters, and then the other brother has I think their four daughters and a couple of sons, and they just have you know their
Wow.
kids are up there, and and I know that poor Althea's had a couple, fortunately the babies that didn't make it.
Right.
We
That is
hate
to be
that.
expected.
It is
It's
to be expected, and
it is the way of the things, especially, when you are
but
making so many children. It can be so arduous on your body. But
it is hard sometimes, but yeah, there's nothing really else to say except they're just a little strange.
have
I
you
don't know.
visited that farm recently?
Oh, not me. No, there's too much to do around here. Oh, the only place I go is here in Quentin, okay? Not
Oh,
much for me to do. Uh,
right, right. They keep you shackled here. I understand. It's like
well,
you can
it's
never
good work.
leave.
It's
No,
good
of
work,
course. Proud, honest word. Proud, honest word.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you move on the conversation, and that's all the information that you can get. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
So let's move on to Henry. You are
I was going
hanging
to
out.
talk to the stable hand,
Yep.
Willem.
Willem. Yep. Yep. You find him out there. He's tending to Gertrude, the brushing her down, making sure that she just had an arduous ride. Just making sure she's
Is
well taken care of.
is Gertrude his sole charge?
At the moment, yes, but there are a couple more stalls in the stable, obviously for other
Travelers.
horses, other travelers that come through here. You do notice that they do have some chickens and a couple of goats, but other than that, those are the only livestock that you can see.
Excuse me, Willem, is it?
Oh, yep, that's my name.
Uh, I'm one of your guests here. I'm the one who just had Gertrude here out. I see you're taking good care of her. Very nice.
Oh, I do. I like to take care of my Trudy here. She's a good mule.
Indeed, she is. Do you have a moment? Can I speak to you in confidence?
Uh, well, okay. I mean, I don't like to keep no secrets.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not going to ask you to keep any secrets. Not at all. Not at all.
Oh,
I pull
oh,
out $1. No, not at all. Not at all. But
oh.
I maybe you've heard some things. Yes,
Heard some
people come
things.
in and out of your stables all the time. Yes.
Well, I try not to eavesdrop, but
Well, and that's
you
very
know,
noble and very wise of you. But if you would coincidentally happen to hear something about the Braybrooks in particular, you might pass information along about the Braybrooks. That there seem to be a lot in the in the zeitgeist right now. Yes, the
well,
Braybrooks. So, have you?
he
Do they come down?
he sorry, go ahead.
So, do they come down here at all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They pass through here. Usually they will stop over sometimes if it's too late in the day for them to go all the way down to Quentin.
Huh.
Um, you know, uh, they're I can t- they're I don't know. I just I get the something about them makes my skin crawl a little bit. They
Really?
they don't talk straight to you, and they don't look at you right,
No, really.
and you know but I can tell they take good care of their ponies.
No,
They
I know.
they take good care of their animals there.
That's saying something. One can often tell the character of a man by how he treats those less fortunate than himself and animals as well.
Yep. Well, I can tell you one thing. I ain't ever gonna go work up there for him.
No, why not?
No. Well, we had, a lot of guys come through here, a lot of fellas who wanted to go work up in their farm, for the harvest season. And I mean, I don't know. There's only one way out of that farm, and it's right through here. And I never seen nobody come back.
That's what I was led to believe. So you've never seen any of them slip on down through here at any other point. How long would you say this has been going on?
Oh, well, 5 or 6 years now? Something like that.
Would you say that's about when their produce started to be very good and high quality?
Oh, yeah, I would say that. Sometimes the little younger girl, she'll give me an apple for Trudy, and the apples are always very crisp. They're always very juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they were like that before, You
don't remember them being like that until they started hiring farmhands who never came back.
I guess you're right. I never thought about it that way.
Interesting.
So,
just one more quick thing. You've never heard them talk about their religion or anything like that?
oh, they are God-fearing folk, but
What
sometimes
god? Do you know?
well, the God.
Do they name him anything different?
Not that I know of, not that I've ever heard. I mean, they get real firebrand with it, They like talking about it, all that fire and brimstone. Sometimes I hear talk of end of the world or some stuff about power of God, blessing. There are a lot of blessings. They bless a lot. But I don't really, I keep my own faith, that's for sure. And it ain't that one.
Interesting. Did they ever mention Mammon or Belial or anything like that?
No, nothing that I know of.
All right. By the way, just for those who are following along at home, Henry Forsyth is schooled in classic literature from his time at Yale. So he will start spouting off things from, the demons from Paradise Lost and such to see if any of those names land with our stable hand.
Yep.
But,
oh, sorry, sir. What were you going to say?
None of them fall. None of them trigger anything in him.
He has no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Oh, well. I don't know. Interesting. Well, I pass him another $1. If you should hear anything more, while I'm still here, please just let me know if you hear anything about the goings on up at Braybrook. That would be
yes, sir. Helpful. Yes, sir. I will, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And he pockets the $1 and keeps trekking on with Trudy. All right, Doc, you're hanging out with the scullery maid?
Oh, yep. Young Jane.
Jane.
Oh,
so she's a slight girl, but not. She clearly can heft, right? She's.
Right.
You find her not far from the stable. She is out back, and she has a pot of salt and is going at a cast iron pot that was probably used for the stew the day before. So she is scrumming away.
Jane, Connor.
Oh.
Hi. Hello. I'm Dr. I'm Dr. Hamish. I'm one of the guests here.
Hello. Uh,
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, lass. No, no,
Oh.
no, no, no. I'm actually here to ask if you knew anything about Jack, who's currently unconscious upstairs.
oh, 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 yes, that poor man. Yes. Well, he came here a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and well, he came through and went up to the farm up there, and well, I don't know. He looks awful scared.
Hmm. Do you know of anyone else that works up there with him at the Braybrook farm?
Oh, I don't rightly know his name, but there was a gentleman that came through here, with him that went up there. I can't quite remember him. He was tall,
Hmm.
and he was a big fella, I guess. I haven't been working here for very long. This is, this is my first job.
Oh, well, congratulations there, lass. Yeah.
Thank
Um,
you.
So just wondering, everyone keeps telling me that the Braybrook farm has the best produce all around.
Oh,
And I was
well,
wondering, is it true?
I mean, I will say that when we do buy their flour, it is the best for baking. And they do have really beautiful apples that they bring down probably around this time of year. I mean, we'll probably start seeing them come down in a few weeks, maybe next week. Um, and then in the summertime they bring down summer squash that goes really nicely, and we'll probably get some corn from them too. But yeah, it is the best. Although I don't really like them all that much. I don't really like talking to them.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you. I don't like, it's not ladylike to talk about things like that.
Have you ever heard of something called doctor-patient confidentiality?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm a doctor. If I was tending to you, like if you had a broken leg or something, I don't have to tell anyone about anything you don't want them to know about. Now, in this case, you're not my patient. However, I'm working with the sheriff's office here and have a similar arrangement going. So a scullery-made, semi-professional investigator level of confidentiality.
Does that mean that, well, oh, well, okay, gosh.
That means no one ever has to hear about what you said.
Okay. Well, I've heard that they've been trying to get people, trying to get ladies up there to be their wives and things. And I don't want that. I don't want, and the last time, a couple months ago when those hands came through, we had the Braybrooks come down here, and I felt like, I'm only 15 and I don't want to get married to one of those boys up there. I don't want to.
No.
And I don't want them to take me away from here. I like it here.
Was there any question that it was not going to be your choice?
Oh no, no. They don't take anybody, I guess, but it just, they were very strong in their arguments.
Oh, like if I can ask, lass, what kind of arguments were they using?
Well, they were using God talk a lot. So they were saying things like you'll be blessed and will save you from damnation and all those things about it, and saying, I would live a life of sin if I didn't go with them. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Oh, their way is the only way. Ah, all right. anything else that you might know about them at
No.
all, lass?
No, I'm just a little scholarly maid. I don't know anything about that big stuff.
Oh, well, you know what? You might be working as a scullery maid now, but you're not just a scullery maid, Jane Connor. All right? You've
Oh,
got
that's very
moxie in you.
That's very kind of you, sir. That's very kind.
Yes. All right. So keep your head down, keep your scrubbing going here, and my friends and I will see you later. Ta.
Thank you, sir. All right, so I assume that you all convene back in the inn.
Yes.
All right, so are we making a trip up to the Braybrook farm? You're all
You
muted.
guys are all muted. I'm not the muted one this time.
Not this time.
I'm guessing come morning. Yes.
Come morning.
As much as I would like to go now, I believe that we must wait until the morning.
Yeah, and if I could check in on the patient again in the evening, and then presumably again in the morning, unless the morning has to wait for the next gaming session.
I believe that we shall be ending our session here. So, yeah, we're gonna make up a trip to good old Braybrook Farm. Yeah, so before we go, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. This has been really fun so far, and let's see if we can solve the mystery murder up at the Braybrook Farm.
If there was indeed a murder.
If there was a murder, a murder.
Murder.
And with that, I would love to introduce our lovely players, starting with the player that way. Lady Margaret, if you would like to introduce
Hi,
yourself.
I'm Mab, just Mab. I am, oh yeah, that's it. I'd make that. I'm the pure purveyor of the Mab's Mobile Mercantile. I make stickers, mugs, kumihimos, and crankies. I'm always open for commissions and where crafty meets carny.
And
Yes,
you have
and-
another fun thing
Yes,
you
sir.
want to...
What is
Yes.
a kamihimo?
Kumihimo is a
Kumihimo.
fidget weaving disc. It's like it's a disc, and you make cord, and it's an amazing fidget tool. And believe it or not, I don't have one here, and I should have.
Well, next time.
Yeah.
You said also that you wanted to talk about your fundraiser.
It's not mine. It's the Nat 21 fundraiser.
Ah,
Very good.
Fundraiser. So we are offering the Gumi Owl Bears that were mentioned in the Tuesday night show. They were created by just some guy from Tennessee. They are limited time offerings, so when they're gone, they're gone. But all of the proceeds from this are going to RCEAF, which Shakespeare knows what that stands for. It stands for
The Renaissance. The Renaissance. Oh, I just RC. Renaissance Catastrophic. Renaissance Catastrophic Emergency Assistance Fund. I knew it until you needed me to know it.
I know you said it like so easily the other night, but that's what it is it's helping the people who've been affected by the recent string of very, very bad weather, hurricanes and flooding, and
which is currently happening, and we send our hearts
out to the people in Florida because there's a lot of tornadoes going on right now.
Tornadoes.
So that is a wonderful thing to please check out. Gummy
Sally did just get the raspberry and grape. I will be sending them out tonight.
Fantastic. And speaking of Shakespeare,
hi everyone. I'm Dan Kostelik, Shakespeare. You can just find all my stuff at Linktree. So linktree.ee/Shakespeare.approves. That is all of my information, all of my socials, everything on there, up to and including I found out that I can just change my banner up at the top to say what show I'm doing right now. So right now I'm at the Maryland Renaissance Festival through October 20th, and then I'm going to be in Salem, Massachusetts for the weekend before Halloween, doing some street shows and some spoopy tours through Black Cat Tours. If you're interested in taking a Halloween tour with me, check out Black I can't talk at all tonight. Once I switched to an American, as soon as I switched to an American accent, it was all over. Blackcattours.com. Ask for Jack. That will be your tour guide if it's me. And then I'll be going to the Lady of the Lakes Ren Fair in Florida. If the state of Florida still exists, and the Louisiana Renaissance Festival with this guy right there from November 16th up until my birthday. So it's going to be a lot of great fun. And you can also join me right here Tuesday mornings for Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare, where we sit in the writer's room and we create something new, spectacular, and maybe a little bit silly every Tuesday morning. It's a collaborative process. We just had Handler Z on with me last week to talk about her brand new book, and I'm really looking forward to downloading the Kindle version of that, since I think that is now coming available or is about to be available.
It is now.
It is now. Oh, great! I am looking forward to downloading that, and I'm just tickled pink about how great this season is going. Touch wood, and you can also find out more at hobthetroll.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
And cameo.com/it's Hob the Troll. At cameo.com/it's Hob the Troll, Mab will eat a gummy owlbear just for you. So
no, they were specific. I was specifically told not to eat them.
No. But for a proper cameo amount, Mab will eat one whilst reciting the libretto of the HMS Pinafore.
All right, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. Why not? And kicking it down to you, Henry.
Hi there. I'm normally the Gloom Master, Tom Zadoyko, here at your service. I am one half of the Buckle and Swash pirate comedy sword fighting show. We are finishing out the rest of this month at the PA Ren Fair, which is sold out through the 19th already.
Wow.
Of October. So if you want to come, you better buy your tickets like yesterday. And then after that, we'll be at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival, which if you come down and do the Destination D&D Ren Adventure down in New Orleans, you will see us perform that weekend at the Louisiana Renaissance Fair. And then after that, I'm happy to announce we've just come to terms with the Florida Renaissance Fair. So Buckle and Swash will be there for the full run, all 8 weeks of the Florida Renaissance Fair in February and March.
Lovely.
Nice.
That is fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I am the Grim Maven, aka I am Katie Hauser. I am an actor and your gaming tour guide for the next couple of weeks. You can find me at Rune Away with Katie. I do rune readings, tarot readings, etc. And you can find me at cameo.hobthetroll.com or Bandcamp at hobthetroll.com as well. So, yep. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, for bearing with me on this lovely October evening. I want to shout out Sir David Percival for handling our Twitch points. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I also want to once again mention renadventures.com. You can do the NOLA Destination D&D. Oh, yep. You can do the Destination D&D with the interactive role-playing in fun and exotic locations. Are they going back to Muncaster soon?
Yep.
Or
that is the plan.
I thought so. Yep. So you can do New Orleans is coming up during the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. And in fact, you take a trip to the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. And the Muncaster Castle is going to be in July of 2025. So keep a lookout for that. I also want to mention 3D2U. They're wonderful, fabulous people. Amy and Jesse making fun, nerdy stuff. Go check them out. And finally, our own Melissa Lee and her new book, Dread.
Yay!
If you liked Dare, check this one out. It's going to be fabulous. I can't wait to read it. I love their writing. It's amazing.
I actually have a story in there too.
Ooh,
very nice.
I'm excited about that. Heck yeah.
Very nice.
Very cool. And once again, guys, thank you so much. This is so much fun. We really appreciate. Oh,
may I make a little kitten was asking about the baby bat. She is doing much better from her recent. Now, if we can just get her to actually sleep, she's been up for most of the stream. I think she heard Daddy next door and just woke up.
Mm.
But she's been doing very much better. Thank you so much for asking. I do appreciate it.
Lovely. We do love the baby
Beautiful.
dad. Anyway, thank you guys, and tune in next time to see what happens. Alrighty.
All right.
Mwah.